Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. How are you guys? How are you guys? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I know it started itching. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, you guys. I'm 5 days into the new year. This is amazing. We literally are 5 days in already, y'all. 5 days in. It's amazing. God is good all the time, and all the time He is good. He is good. He is worthy. He is worthy. He is worthy. Good morning, Precious. Thank you for joining. He is worthy. He is worthy. Hey, friend. God is good all the time, and all the time He is good. Thank you for the heart meet. Thank you guys for joining, Barbara and Jose. I appreciate you guys. Listen. Whew. Back to our schedule program. The holidays have thrown my schedule completely off, y'all. Completely off. But I thank God that we're back in the program. We're back in the schedule. And it's going to be a good year. It's going to be a year of God did. That's it. God said it. God did it. That's it. That is it. That is all. To God be the glory. God is good, y'all. All the time. And all the time, He is good. Listen, a couple weeks ago, I told y'all this is the year of God's favor. The year of God's favor. We are going to see God do some things that we never seen hit the earth. We are going to see... What grades you teach? I'm not a teacher. We are going to see God do some miraculous things in the earth this year. It's going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be jaw-breaking. It's going to be amazing. Like the things... Yes, me too. Like the things that God is about to do, it's about to blow our mind. Love, I thought I saw it on your shirt. Oh no, sorry. So this is I own a home care agency. So I provide home care to developmental disability clients and elderly care clients. So yes, sorry. This is just a brand. This is my brand. And it just says strong team, gentle hands, and better health. Yes, yes, yes. But God is about to do some amazing things. We're going to be reading in Genesis 26. Thank you. I appreciate that. We're going to be reading in Genesis 26:12. So just to give you a context about what's happening before here, you have God calling Isaac, which is Abraham's son, to, again, unfamiliar territory. He's calling him to a new land. He's telling him to go. He appeared to him and told him to go to this unfamiliar territory and journey in this land that he's calling him to. And he told him, again, just like he told Abraham, I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars in heaven, and will give thy seed all these countries, and thy seed shall all the nations be on the earth be blessed. So again, God made this promise to Abraham, and God made this promise to Isaac. So when he calls Isaac, he sends him to an unfamiliar territory. He tells him to journey in this territory. There's a famine in the land. The next what we're going to read, though, is Isaac 26 and 12, where Isaac is actually sowing in this land. So although this land may look desolate, may look dry, may look like you're not gaining anything from it, it may look like you're not getting a reward for the seed that you're sowing. In the Bible, it says seed time, harvest. You have to sow the seeds, you put in the time, and then you reap the harvest. But guess what? The harvest is not on our time. The harvest is on God's time. So you don't know how long it's going to take for you to sow those seeds. You don't know the time that it's going to take, but all you have to do is continue to be obedient and sow the seeds in the land. Because God will give you multiplication even from years back, all the seeds that you're sown. But the problem is we're so focused on this imaginary timeline in our mind, and it has us so focused on what we have it. It's so we have been so focused on when we want it to come to pass, when we want to get out of these situations, when we want to see our bank accounts grow, all the things. But God is like, I'm the one that grows your bank account. I'm the one that's going to give you a harvest. I'm the one that's telling you to sow the seed. I'm the one that gave you the vision for the seed anyway. Seed time harvest is biblical. You're not just going to start something and automatically sow it and then reap the harvest. You have to sow it, put in the time, and then your harvest shall come up. It shall spring forth. So in Isaac 26, it says, then Isaac sowed in the land and received in the same year 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him. So his obedience unlocked 100-fold blessing. His obedience to an unfamiliar territory where he had to journey at unlocked 100-fold blessing in that same year. This is so near and dear to me because if you've been following me for some time, you know God has been telling me the things, right? What to do, where to go. God has been doing the things, right? So it's going to be an unfamiliar territory. It's somewhere that I would have never thought of. And my job is to obey God. If God said it, that means he has already have provision for it. If he gave me the vision for it, he's just waiting on me to move into it. So if God said it, that means Kenyata has to do it. I can no longer be bound to what's familiar. I can no longer be bound to what's comfortable, because sometimes when God is ready to elevate you, most of the time, as we see in the Bible, it's not going to take place in the land that you've been grown up in, and the land that you're familiar with, and the territory and the comfortable environments, and to the atmospheres that you're familiar with. Most of the time, when God is elevating us, is going to be in an unfamiliar territory. Our job is not to worry about the where and the how. Our job is to do what God is saying. He said, get from among them. Exactly. Our job is to do what God is saying. He can care less about what you're familiar with. He can care less about what you don't want to do. He can care less about the people. It's not even about them. But the more that we focus on our imaginary timeline, the more that we focus on our disobedience and what we don't want to do and what we don't feel like doing and how it don't make sense. It's not going to make sense to a human mind. That's why his ways are not our ways and his thoughts are not our thoughts. When God says do a thing, you're looking like, how am I going to do that? And you're looking at your physical situation. I got this, and this going on. How am I going to do this? God never told you to worry about those things. In fact, he told us to cast all our cares onto him. In fact, thank you, Christina. Thank you for joining. In fact, he told us don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow is already tomorrow. That's enough to worry about itself. We are not supposed to be worrying or stressing or trying to feel like we got to go in front of God or do these things or try to go ahead of God with trying to do things outside of his will, because you're going to end up back in the same cycle. You're going to end up back repeating the same thing. Why don't we just do what God said the first time, and we won't have to worry about going in cycles and cycles, just like the Israelites when they had to continue to go in a cycle for 40 years. 40 years of bondage. Do you want to keep going around and around and around in the same cycles until you do what God say? Do what God say first. Do what God say first. Then Isaac sowed in the land and received in the same year 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him. And the man waxed great and went forward and grew until he became very great. That's just like God to have you journey to somewhere unfamiliar where nobody knows you. You don't know nobody. And he's trying to get you to a place, the land flowing with milk and honey. But sometimes our physical situation is sometimes the enemy whisper in our ear and tell us what we can't do and how we can't do this thing. And when we and what our situation look like. Our bank account don't matter, the people don't matter, the support don't matter, the resources don't matter, because if we serve God, He is the source. He will provide the resources. He will provide the resources. You don't get to pick and choose where you're being elevated at. That's the problem. You can't pray to God and say, God, I want you to enlarge my territory. God, I want nationwide business. I want to be called to the nations. I want to be nationwide. I want to do all these things. And I'm speaking to myself. You can't pray to God and ask for all these things, and when He get ready to answer it, because it don't look like what you want it to look like, and because it's not taking place in the areas and the land where you want it to take place at, you are becoming stuck. You cannot do that. You can't pick and choose where He's going to elevate you at. And you can't pick and choose the time. It's going to happen on His time. He's not going to give you something that's premature. It just won't happen. You have to go in His name's sake. Anything in His name has to be excellent. Anything in His name has to be, you have to obey and be obedient. You have to be disciplined, be obedient. Hey, Alexis, and listen and hearken to the voice of God. We can no longer be stuck and stagnant because of we're trying to choose what we want to do. We can't choose our locations. We can't choose the land that He's going to give us. Thank you for the heartbeat. It's going to be the same. I hope you had a great holiday. It's going to be, you can sow in the land, right? But it's going to take you to go to a land. He said, before this, he said he's sojourner. He told him to go to a land. I will bless you. He basically gave him, because same thing that he told Abraham, go to an unfamiliar territory. Get away from your kinsfolks. Get away from your familiarity. Get away from those people. I'm trying to do something new in your life, but yet you keep staying in these same places. You keep wanting to stay in these same environments. You keep wanting to talk to these same people. You don't want change. As much as you come to pray to me, hey Dom, thanks for joining. As much as you come to pray to me, as much as you want me to enlarge your territory, you are scared to move on the thing. That's amazing. Good morning, love. Imani says hi. Oh, that's amazing. I'm happy she started today. And hello, Imani. The more you try to stop what God is doing, because that's basically what you're doing. When you don't obey Him for the next instruction. Okay, I built this up in you. I told you to do this. I told you to start here. You don't want God to move from that area that He was already trying to bless. If God is telling you to start this, that don't mean He's going to leave you there. But He's saying, I have more for you. Come sojourner with me. Come on a journey with me. Come to me so that I can show you what I have for you. I have the land flowing with milk and honey. I want you to come to me. I have more for you. But the more that you keep being stuck, the more that you keep being stagnant, and the more that you keep wanting to do things your way, I can't get you to that. I can't get you to that new land. That new land is going to be unfamiliar to you. That new land is a new territory to you. That new land is not where you grew up. It's not going to be in your hometown. It's not going to be with those same people. In fact, listen, your spirit is already outgrown that place. You have to move and be obedient to where I'm trying to take you. But the more you stay stuck, the more you stay stagnant, I can't increase you. I can't multiply anything inside of you until you obey my command. Until you obey my command. Hey, Brenda, thank you for joining. And listen to this. In verse 15, we're reading from Genesis 26, 12 through 15. Verse 15 says, for all the wells which his father's servants had digged in the days of Abram, his father, the Philistines had stopped them and filled them with the earth. And Abimelech said unto Isaac, go from us, for thou art much mightier than we. And Isaac departed thence and pitched his tent in the valley of Gerar. That's where God called him to, and dwelt there. And Isaac digged again the wells of the water, which they digged in the days of Abram his father, for the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham, and he called their names after the names by which his father had called them. And Isaac's servants digged in the valley, and found there was a well of springing water. So this new land, this new territory, not only is it the land that was sowed in, that for many years he received in the same year 100-fold. Not only that, The things that were the seeds that were planted prior to him, the seeds that were planted from his father Abraham was able to be digged up and it spring forward. So not only was that, did he get what God had already promised him. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate that. That's pretty cool, girl. Not only did he get what God promised him, he got what he was able to dig up the well from his father. Do y'all know that's generations? So you moving, your obedience to God, he calling you to an unfamiliar territory, he making you uncomfortable, is not all about you. It's not all about you. If he's going to bless your seed, you're so familiar with what you have going on now. You're so comfortable at where you are right now. You don't even want to move. You don't even want to do it. But that same God that you've been praying to, saying, God, I need this. I need a breakthrough. I need you to do this thing. I need you to bless my finances. I need you to enlarge my territory. I need you to enlarge my bank account. I need you to go ahead. I need more money for I can do this, and this. That same God is like, I'm trying to give it to you. But the more that you get in your way and in my way, I can't move through you. I can't get it to you. Because it's not going to be by might. It's by his spirit. We worship God in spirit and in truth. But the more that you stay stuck, the more that you stay stagnant, and the more that you get in your own way, he's not going to be able to move through you. He can't get you there. It's free will. Now he can push you into purpose. He can show you all the things. He can give you all the dreams. He can allow you to see all the visions. But if you're not aligning with his purpose for your life, he can't get it to you. He cannot get it to you. You're in your own way. And the more that you try to come up with other things outside of the will of his purpose for your life, the more you're going to be stuck and repeating the same cycles over and over and over again. Isaac was obedient. God is his own interpreter. Explain that. Isaac was obedient. Abraham was obedient. They could have said, no, God, I don't want to go to that new land and sojourn there. I don't want to take on this journey here. I want to stay where I am. I want to stay where my kinfolks is. I want to stay where I'm comfortable at. They could have said all of that. But again, they obeyed God and sowed in that land, and in the same harvest, the same year, received a harvest of 100-fold. Exactly why I'm being so careful during this time. Still playing in the submission. Exactly. You can't be on your face praying for one thing, and when he answers the prayer, because it don't look like what you want it to look like, you can't be on your face for that thing and then say, I don't want it. That's basically what you're saying. Because it's not in the same comfortable territory that you were always at. It's not where your kinfolks is. You cannot pick where you're being elevated at. God keeps telling me that. You can't pick where I'm elevating you at. You was the same girl that said, God, I want a nationwide business. God, I want you to do this. God, I want you. You're the same girl that's been praying for me for many years. But now that it's time, you don't want to do it because you're comfortable. You don't want to move because this is familiar. And this is not me. Listen, I done totally surrendered. Like, I'm so pumped up about it. I don't even have to, like, there's no bad, like, nothing comes up but, okay, God. That's all it's okay, God. Exactly. But the more that we try to control, because that's what we do. We try to manipulate God. If you do this, like, barter with him. God, if you do this here, I'll do that there. If I do, like, you can't pick and choose. It's almost like I gave y'all the analogy of tug of war. You have God pulling you on one side, but you have the enemy on the other side telling you, don't go, don't do this. Good morning, Proverbs 31. It's tug of war. It's your flesh versus your spirit. Your flesh is comfortable. Your flesh want to be where you know people. Your flesh don't want to meet new people. Your flesh don't want to get out there and market. Your flesh is telling you that, listen, your flesh is also telling you that you're not, it's trying to even tell you that you're not even doing enough. It's not that you're not doing enough. You're just not fully surrendering that thing to what God wants you to do. It has nothing to do with doing enough. It has nothing to do with picking up this and doing that and doing all of these things. God said if he called you to this land, this is a land that he's going to give you, the land flowing with milk and honey in. But you can't pick where he's going to elevate you at. Nor can you pick when it's time for him to elevate you. It's seed time, harvest. You can't skip the process. But because the process is taking longer, and because what you see ain't what God said, it doesn't matter. That's why we walk by sight. We walk by faith and not by sight. And if what you see don't equal up to what God is saying, that's even more reason to tap into it. That's even more reason to take off from it. That's even more reason to seek God's face on it. Roman, Hosea, Ezekiel on the land, and Habakkuk 2:3. That's amazing, Amanda. Because you don't see what God said, you having a problem. Your flesh is going against your spirit. Your flesh is telling you to go do this, go do this. This is not enough. I got to do this. This is something. This is not. There is no, listen, Precious said a couple weeks ago. She said, Ken, there is no plan B. There is no plan B. If God said it, it has to come to pass. We know his words cannot return to him void. But the more you try to put in your own perspective and manipulate God and say, okay, while I'm waiting on plan A, I'm going to do B, C, D, and E. God never told you to do that. He said, I will provide your need. I will provide all of your needs according to my riches and glory. But your needs won't be provided in your own will. Your needs won't be provided as soon as you stop out of that box. As soon as you start doing what you want to do, God's hand is not going to be on that thing. Just where I can make money, how I can do all things. Keep up why I feel so much lower. It won't always look like the way you thought. Exactly, because our mind has been programmed to do things the worldly way. We have been doing the things of the world for so long. We have been obeying and bowing down to the world's rules for so long. But now that you're in the kingdom, you're going to have to pick a side. You cannot be straddling the fence. If God said it, that means his words can't return to him void. That means he means what he say. And if he's already told you to do this, it's up to you to do it. He already gave you the provision. He already gave you the vision. He's already in it with you. It's just that your flesh is telling you that you don't have enough. Your bank account is desolate. This is not happening. Everything is going against me. Every time you do it, like your flesh is having a fight with what God is saying. You're constantly going back in a battle over and over and over and over again because it don't look like what you want it to look like. Because you don't have enough in your mind. Because you feel like you're in lack in your mind. And now the enemy's job is to rush us. And we manipulate God. We let the enemy rush us into things that God never called us to. You're going to really have to distinguish. Is this you or is this God? And the sheep know my voice, and a stranger they won't follow. You have to know. Get me off the circus wheel. And the chaos says, stop. Just my mindset. That's it. God can do it. Thank you. Exactly. But the more that you try to keep on manipulating the situation with saying, I'm going to do this and this. I'm going to take my focus off of you and do this. Okay. So you know that once you do this thing, so the thing that God calling you to do, right? The very thing that he's telling you to do. As soon as you jump into that other thing, what's going to happen? You're going to be distracted. You're not going to be in your word. You're not going to be praying much. You're not going to be focused on this plan A because you so focused that plan B is going to give you this income right now. It's going to sustain you temporarily when God said, write the vision, make it plain. And although it may tarry, wait for it. He didn't say, although it may tarry, go grab this job. Although it may tarry, go start this. Although it may tarry, go grab that. Oh, call your old boss back up. Although it may tarry, go back in this field. He never said that. He said what he said, and that's what he meant. I'm living that right now. I pray for something and just reflected on the fact that God answered me. Exactly. You want to know why we don't even listen to when God is answering us? Because we're so caught up on what we want. And you know when he said it, Ken. That's what God showed me regarding Great Pride Exchange, Satan's little scheme. Exactly. God will say, hey, Yanni, thank you for joining. The enemy will tell us, You have to move fast. Y'all know culture is fast. Culture would tell us that we have to get success overnight. Culture would tell us that we have to get this fast money. Culture would tell us, go ahead and sign that up. Go ahead and sign up for that contract. Culture would say, go ahead and take that job over there. Culture would say, go ahead and do this because you got a family to take care of. But if the same God been sustaining you this far without you depending on that, or with your family even helping you, if that same God still dwell on the inside of you, why are you rushing now? You too close to your breakthrough to miss it. Why are you rushing now? You too close to miss it. You too close to miss him. But because your flesh is telling you to bow to the world, now you're straddling the fence and you're double-minded. You're going back and forth. You're too close to breakthrough to try to conform to the patterns of this world. Exactly. Proverbs 31. You're too close to it. Why would you go back and repeat it? You're failing a test. You're failing a test. That's why God is separating us from this who are going crazy and following. Exactly. You're bowing down. Anytime, listen, God was telling me, Kenyata, anytime that you focus on anything other than me, meaning like God had me to that point. I told y'all, I started a business. He told me to start it. I took my last $1,200, not knowing how any of my bills was going to be paid. Y'all have to know. At the time, me and Jeff wasn't even on good terms. At the time, I had physically moved out of the house. At the time, I had my car note. I had my insurance. I had all the things, right? At that time, I had all the things going against what God said. But Kenyata, not even knowing God at that level, hearkened to his voice and did what God said. Now, did I know that it was going to take me 3 years to actually gain income? Had I known that? I didn't know that. All I know is God sustained me for 3 years from being obedient to what he said. That same God, the same God. How can I act like he's not the same God because a different situation came up? How can I act like he's not that same God? Just like Abraham didn't know him. Listen, that's why that story was so near and dear at the time where I even shared it. The deeper revelation that I was getting. Because how is it that Kenyata was able to hear God's voice, not even talking to him every day? Not this Kenyata that you get today. But how is it that Kenyata heard God's voice to say, start your own so clear? Started my own with my last $1,200 and didn't receive any income for 3 years. So I sowed seeds for 3 years. I wasn't focused on the things. I wasn't focused on the money part. I was so focused on God that I knew if I went through all of this hell, if I went through all of these things, if I lost all of these things, that same God was going to give it back 100-fold. That same God. How is it that I was able to stay steadfast and not even knowing who he was? How is it that I was able to hearken to his voice and not even knowing who he was? How is it that I walked into that business partnership that was paying my bills and taking care of my family? How is it that I walked away from there with zero money and I didn't even call him? I reached out to him twice about my money. After that, God said it's done. Don't reach out again. That same God said, Kenyata, go start this business. So what? You don't have the finances. So what? In my mind, I kept thinking, how am I going to take care of these kids? That same God said, you don't worry about tomorrow. I got you. Keep your eyes focused on me. That same God was the same God that paid my rent for 6 months. That same God was the same God that gave me a $15,000 grant. That same God was the God that sent checks that was held up, that was coming to my mailbox like no other, back to back. I never seen the righteous forsaken, nor is seed begging for bread, because me and my kids didn't miss a beat. Didn't miss a beat. But it didn't make sense to the carnal mind. Because how could you? The first thing somebody will say when somebody say, I'm about to walk away from this and then go do this and I only got this. How could you do it? But I'm the same person that sat there, sowed the seeds for 3 years while everybody was partying, while everybody was on vacation, while everybody was having a good time. I was the same person who sat in that office with tears in my eyes, writing, making out policies, still trying, still figuring out new things. I was the same person that let those people have fun, that stopped going out, that sat here and read my Bible. Although my flesh was like, they having fun, God. They doing the things. They're going on vacation. I can't even afford a vacation. That same God. Why would I stop when I was so close to my breakthrough? He was the same God that sustained me. So when people say, how do you believe in this God? Listen, I can't tell you nothing but God. If you don't want to talk to me, baby, the conversation is going to be about God, because I can only tell you what he's done for me. I told y'all both cars got totaled a couple months apart. That same God, I said, God, I can't afford this car note. I need you to pay it off. I didn't know that he was going to total the car out and get in a bad wreck. My daughter got in a bad wreck. But guess what? That wreck was so bad, they didn't even know how she got out of there. And she came out untouched. Untouched. Yes, Yanni. Untouched. So yeah, I could have said, girl, you just wrecked my car. That's all the transportation we had. I could have said all of that. But guess what? I wasn't even mad at her. I came to the scene. I said, is she okay? Is she okay? Because that's my concern. That's my child. I can get that car back. I can't get her back. Is she okay? She's fine. Okay. That's all I need to know. She's good. She's okay. She's fine. That's all I needed to know. That car was replaced 6 times. Y'all, we was down to 1 car. That's what y'all got to know. Jeff, me, and Kariah. 3 people that had places to go. We was down to 1 car. Do y'all know that man, it was freezing outside. That man rode his motorcycle to work so that I can get to where I needed to be. 1 car turned into 6 3 years later. But people didn't see all the things that happened in between. People didn't see all the things that went on. The cars being stripped away, the cars being wrecked, the house being sold. Nobody saw the in between. All they know is Kenyata came out on the other side, untouched. Came out on the other side. You can't listen to people when God is telling you to do something. You have to listen to people that actually listen to God. Because if you get around people when God is telling you to do something and they don't understand it, it doesn't make sense to the human mind. Why would God tell you to do that? Why would God tell you to move to Texas? You don't have family there? Why would God tell you to go to an unfamiliar territory? Why would God tell you to start a business when you only got $1,200? It doesn't make sense. All I knew is, if I went through this much, God, if I went this long without this, and I didn't even pay attention to it anymore. If I went this long with these tangible things that I thought I needed, baby, I can hold on a little bit more. I can wait for it. Although it was delayed, although they kept denying my application, although I never wanted to throw in the towel. That's what y'all got to understand. It didn't even matter what was going on. I was getting to the point I was laughing. Like, what is happening? You told me. I kept saying, God, you said start this business. And am I sustaining you in this business? And am I paying your bills in this business? And am I still taking care of you? Am I still providing you with manna? Are you missing out on anything? Do you lack anything? That same God. When God is elevating you, things are going to be stripped from you. Because certain things you start idolizing, certain things you start coming into agreement with that God don't want you to come in agreement with. Once we come into agreement with heaven, we like, exactly. Success sexy. Exactly. There's nothing nobody can tell me about God. In fact, I don't even go back and forth with you. You believe what you want to believe. But my life, you should see that the hand of God is on my life. You should see that the favor of God is on my life. You should see. I don't have time to go back and forth with you. I don't want to convince you. In fact, if you can't see that I serve a God, that's on you. You can't see what my God is doing in my life, that's on you. They know them by their fruit, and then they will know. Exactly. Even God checked me. Because I came on here a couple weeks ago, and I said, yeah, I have this amount of many clients. And God said, yeah, you have those same clients. Let me tell y'all this. I don't even know if y'all was on here for this. I am contracted to serve elderly care and developmental disability clients. It's been Kenyata that's not been marketing. So God said to me, I said, well, I only have these 3 clients. He said, yeah, but when you started with those 3 clients, they were all part-time. They are all 24-hour clients. So what looked like was small to me, God said, I doubled your income from last year, all with the same clients. That's a whole testimony within itself. You still have the same amount, but how did you get double? How did you get 100-fold? How did you get 100-fold? What you seen, what it looked like to you was just this amount. But God said, I did this in your life. You still made double from the same 3. That's nobody but God. That's supernatural. So if I'm the same God that get on my face every day and say, I want this, I want that, I want this, how are you going to get it? I already gave it to you in your hand. It's up to you to market. It's up to you to go get the clients. It's up to you to prepare for your next. I told you where you were going. I need you to start preparing. I told you what I was doing. I need you to start preparing. Exactly. How can you pray for God? Listen, that was my prayer all the time, though. Enlarge my territory. Enlarge my territory. I want to be ruler over nations. God, thank you for making me. I would remind God. God, you said I would be ruler over nations. You said I lack nothing. You said I'm the head and not the tail. God, you said I wanted to be, I told you I wanted to be nationwide. So because I'm getting ready to do something, exactly, the ark never, exactly, absolutely. Because I'm getting ready to do something in a different territory, in a different land, an unfamiliar land to you. I never told you you can choose your elevation. I just told you I was elevating you. I told you I was going to give you the harvest. I told you I was going to give you the land flowing with milk and honey. I never told you that you can choose where I'm going to do it at. Sometimes we are so familiar and we let these people, we live through, listen, I've been guilty. I remember a point in time, whatever my mom said I did, even as a grown-up. You shouldn't be moving there. You're right. I probably shouldn't go there. You shouldn't go here. You're probably right. I probably shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do this. I probably shouldn't. Me today, baby, God said. And I don't listen to you. Like, I can't listen to you because I have to obey him. And I know where my obedience gets me. And I know that if he's calling me somewhere, it's for a purpose. I'll give you your heart desire when your desires align. Exactly. I don't get to pick and choose where the land flowing with milk and honey comes in at. Exactly. And I can't pick the time. I just told y'all I waited for 3 years. 3 years. I was so focused on God. I said, you know what? It's coming. That's all I would say. It's coming. It's coming. I did not go through all of this for nothing. I did not go through all this hell to get nowhere. So what looks overnight to people, overnight success, baby, I went through hell to get where I am today. Do you hear me? Baby, I went through hell. People didn't see that part. I didn't share the whole process, but I can tell you it was a process. I can tell you it was uncomfortable. I can tell you my bank account was 0. I can tell you that God still provided all of my needs. I can tell you my faith increased. I can tell you I had a testimony at the end of it. I can tell you all of that. When I tell y'all God showed out, even when I thought he forgot about me, he would send a check in the mail. Boom, paid. God, I don't know how I'm about to pay this rent. Literally opening my mouth, I would say, God, I don't know how I'm about to pay this rent. Boom, paid. God, I don't know how I'm about to pay this car note. Paid. God is responsible. Period. God, if you told me to do this, you got to listen. God is responsible. We have to get out of our mind that we treat God like these people on earth. This earth, his footstool, 1 foot. This earth, you know how big this earth is? God, exactly. Yes, he did. Had I not went through all of that, I wouldn't have been able to come on here and testify. I would listen. When God told me to start making these videos, I told y'all, I'm not a person that get on here and be making videos. I'm like, listen, why do I need to get on here and speak to some people? I'm okay where I am. I was okay doing what I was supposed to be doing. I was focused on God. Okay, now make a video. Why? Why do I have to tell people that I don't know my business? Because we overcome by the blood of the Lamb. Our testimony. Somebody needs to hear it. You're going to free somebody. Somebody might be going through their Job season. Somebody might be losing everything, but not their mind. Because God said he will give you the peace that surpasses all human understanding. God said you are the head and not the tail. God said you are above and not beneath. God said you are the lender and not the borrower. It's up to you to believe it. His words could not return to him void. Period. Man lie. God don't. We serve a promise-keeping God. We serve a covenant-keeping God. These people can lie all day long. These people can tell you they're going to do something, then turn around and don't. These people can say, I have this for you, and then don't give it to you. But God don't do that. Then Isaac sowed in the land, and then Kenyata sowed in that land that God called her to, that unfamiliar territory, that land flowing with milk and honey, that land away from her kinfolks, away from what's familiar to her. Then Kenyata sowed in that land and received in the same year 100-fold. Good morning. 100-fold. In that land, the land that God gave you, the plan A. There is no plan B. In that land. So keep sowing in your land. Keep doing the things that God is calling you to do. Keep showing up even when it looks crazy. Keep doing it even when it gets hard. The discipline, the faith, the strength that's going to come out of that is going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. But yeah, I pray you guys have a great day. I hope this word blessed you all. I am going to get off. Oh, consistency is definitely the key. That's definitely the key. I was showing up every day as if something was going on. 9 to 5 every day. As if something was going on. Every single day. So yeah, I'm going to get off of here, guys. I love you guys. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I am here 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. But get your inheritance. You're too close to breakthrough to try to pick a plan B for your own life. You're too close to breakthrough. Don't stop. Don't stop. You are close. You are close. You are close. You are close. So, I pray that this blessed you guys. I'm going to get off of here. I'm glad that this helped you guys. Be disciplined, be consistent, and wait on God. Don't try to manipulate your situation. Don't try to skip the process. Don't try to manipulate God because it's a process. Boom, you have to go through it. If I can go through it for 3 years, 3 long years, y'all can too. Y'all can too. Don't focus on the time. We have an imaginary time clock that tells us we're late doing this or we're late starting that. Or we this age. It doesn't matter. If you're still breathing, you can still do it. But yeah, I'm going to get off of here. I love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow, 8 a.m. Thank you guys for joining.